Greetings and salutations to you. My name is Amesha C. Smith, and I am what is called a board certified behavior analyst. And what I do is my specialty, anyway, mainly is working with children with autism. And doing this career, first of all, I absolutely love what I do. I get up in the mornings and I'm happy about going to work and about what I do, which is phenomenal. But I love this job because I get to do different things each day. I don't go to an office every day. I mean, I go to an office. I'm in an office right now. This is my office, but I don't have to come here every morning. I go out in the field. I go to schools. I go to homes. I get to see people, and I love people. I honestly love people. That's not just a cliche that I say. I love people so much that sometimes I think people think that I am a weirdo, which is fine with me because I am kind of a weirdo. So that's good. I don't mind. I don't mind if people think that. Probably not the kind of weirdo you may think I am, but I am the kind of weirdo that really likes people. Like when I say to someone like, "Good morning, how are you?" I like stand there in anticipation of them telling me how well they are. Like honestly, I do. I want to know like what's going on in your life. Is there anything I can help you with, or like is there anything interesting going on in your life? I know most of the time when people like, it's just some nonsense that they say. It's like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" They don't really mean it, but I truly mean it. And sometimes I think that gets me in trouble, especially in the state of California. Now, as a behavior analyst, I observe people, mainly children, but I observe people all day, every day. So I am an expert, a literal expert on human behavior and on body language. And in the state of California is very, very unique in a lot of ways. I know a lot of people out there in other states are like, "Oh, those darn Californians." And I can't say that I blame you for that because I've traveled to a lot of other states. Actually, I need to get to Hawaii and then I can be like, I've been to all 50 states for whatever reason. I don't think that's such a spectacular thing. It's just something interesting about me. Like, if one day somebody's like, "Hey, Amesha, what's something interesting about you?" I could be like, "You know what? I've been to all 50 states." Whatever. But anyway, in the state of California, something I've observed like about behavior, of course, it's not every single person, but a lot of people. If you're nice to someone in the state of California, like a stranger, someone who doesn't know you, like in a grocery store, for instance, and you're nice to them, they think you're hitting on them. Honestly, they do. They think you're hitting on them. And to me, that is so bizarre because I've been to other states, like down south, especially, like I've been to Louisiana, like Georgia, different places like that. And I'll be nice to someone and they're like, "Oh, hey girl, how are you?" And I'm like, "I'm fine," like we have a good conversation. But in the state of California, people, now, once again, I'm not saying this is all of my fellow Californians because I am a Californian. But for instance, like I said, in a grocery store, I go up to someone, I'm like, "Hey, how are you?" And they kind of look at me kind of weird and they're like, "Fine." Like, here in California, they're kind of like going through their mind like, "What does this woman want from me?" Like, if I'm nice to someone in the state of California, they think I want something from them. Now, I don't know if anyone else has had this experience, but I have, because like I'm really goofy and I'm very laid back and I like to talk to people, even if I don't know them, And I guess that's like really odd to a lot of people here in California because I'd say probably maybe 50% of the time, especially if it's a younger person, and I'm like, "Oh, hi, how are you doing?" And I don't know them, they're kind of like, they'll say hi, but it's like with kind of like, "Hi," like, "Why are you saying hi to me?" Whereas like if I go somewhere down south or somewhere like that and I'm like, "Hi," they're like, "Hi," it's genuine. Anyway, Anyway, that's just my experience. I don't know if anyone else has had that same experience. But it's actually very frustrating. Now, in professional situations, like a BCBA, when I go out to schools or homes, and I'm nice to people, it's usually a good thing because they know why I'm there. They have some idea of who I am a little bit. So I think it's the fact that people don't know me and they're suspicious of someone who is so nice because usually like if someone's too nice, they're trying to get something from you. I mean, I can give them a little slack for that, but in professional situations, usually if I'm nice, it's a good thing. People are, they're like, okay, this is a nice person, and they're like, oh, they're friendly back to me because they know why I'm there. They have some idea of who I am. So anyway, and by the way, I do this quite often. I will go off on tangents, and then I will forget what I was originally talking about, which is kind of like the situation now, but I do remember what I was talking about. I was talking about being a BCBA and my adventures in the state of California. And there's a few other states where I've been a BCBA, but mainly in the state of California. And I told you I meet a lot of interesting people, which is true. A lot of interesting children, absolutely too. Sometimes I do hear things or I observe things that break my heart. Like today, I went to a school. I won't say which school, but I went to a school and there was a student there, one of my clients, and I learned a very sad backstory to his life, and it gave me a lot of insight into his behavior, and because I have a lot of compassion, and I sometimes I really deeply reflect on things that have happened to my clients, and but it has a good ending because he's in a good place now, and he's getting the help he needs, so it's a good thing. So I'm sad for a little while, but overall I end up being happy. So I'm sure by now, with me blathering on and on, you're probably like, who is this crazy chick? And why is she doing this podcast? I guess you call it a podcast. Yeah, vodcast. Yes, a vodcast because it's like a video. I don't know. This is Adam, by the way. He's the one you hear. He's like the tech guy. He sets all this tech stuff up and he teaches me how to use it. Because I'm kind of tech savvy, but when it comes to like, putting stuff on the computing machine and the and the cameras and everything, he helps me out a lot. He's a really great guy. No, I don't.
Oh, okay. He's like the top podcaster in the world.
Oh, okay.
And he has this guy that's behind camera a lot, and the guy behind camera, he'll talk, but he operates so when he has a guest on. His name is Jamie, the guy that's behind the camera.
Uh-huh.
And Joe Rogan will be like, pull that up, Jamie, or guest will say, pull that up, Jamie, and he'll pull it up on the computer, and they'll show it on the screen, and so he's like the voice of the background.
Gotcha. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. So see, I'm learning all this stuff now because I'm new to this, but I just there's things that I wanted to talk about, and so it's like, you know what? I have conversations with my friends all the time, and I think they're interesting, and so it's like, hey, why not have conversations with my friends and let other people see what we're talking about. I guess what, in this modern age, I guess everybody thinks everyone else is interested in them and what they have to say, but with me, I don't think it's what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think this is I like to be the center of attention or me thing. Really, I don't think so. I just think it's something I like to do to have fun because, honest to God, I love people and I love talking to people. People make me laugh all the time. People say stuff that I don't think they really intend to be funny, but I overanalyze everything. And they'll say something to me and I'll really think about it and I'll find some humor in it. And it's great. And people will tell me things, like I have friends that I haven't spoken to, I won't go back that far because I won't date myself, but I have some friends I haven't talked to in years, and I'll remember all kinds of information about them that they told me years ago, and they're just like, how do you remember all this stuff? And it's because I genuinely like people. I like to know information about them and just like talk to them and like, where are you from? Like, where'd you go to school? Like, for instance, Adam, how did you and I meet?
We met through Pedro,
Okay.
which is a mutual friend of ours and former employee.
Oh yeah, he was a former employee
Yeah,
of
he was
mine.
a former employee.
As a matter of fact, he plays the guitar on a song we recorded. Actually, yeah.
I didn't record the song.
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure they know.
Pedro played the guitar, I played the drums, and I sang. Yeah, that's him. So yeah, you are a friend of Pedro's, and Pedro introduced. I think you were going to work with me.
Yeah. I did actually for a little bit.
Yeah, but I think working
Not
with
very long.
working with kids was not for the tech guy.
Okay, it was hard because I don't know if I ever told you this.
Huh.
It was hard because day one, the first day,
Yeah.
and I don't remember the code name, but there was this kid, and everybody that I talked to who had worked with him said he was one of the worst ones, and he would hit. So the first day that I had,
Yeah.
I was there for like 4 to 6 hours or whatever, and I'm getting hit by this kid, and I don't know anything about kids in general either. So it's like, not only do I not know anything about like, kids, but I'm fresh to this business, so it's like, and then Pedro's like, oh, I'm gonna let you you have to like learn, you know what I mean? And I'm like, because it's that's the thing about training, it's so hard, but in this particular case, right, it's like you're getting hit. And I think, and after that day, I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's for me.
This field, I'm glad you brought that up, because the field of ABA, Applied Behavior Analysis, is not for everybody. It is not. I've been in this field for many years, and as soon as I started working in the behavioral field, I was in love with it, and I've been working in it ever since. And it's phenomenal. And yes, I've been hit numerous times. I've been bitten. I've been spit on. I've been kicked. I've been slapped. I've had kids throw things at me. Anything, like any liquid that it comes from any human orifice I've had on me. I've had boo-boo, pee-pee, spit, blood, snot, everything I've had on me.
That's rough.
It is, but I enjoy it. So it's like, it's nasty at the time. Like the other day, oh my gosh, and I am not a weak person at all. A client, oh, just thinking about it makes me sick. He did something with his spit, and I didn't want him to see that it was disgusting me, so I turned the other way, and I was like, whoa. It was so disgusting. I'm not even going to describe it. It had to be bad to get me to be sick because I see stuff all the time. But it was so nasty. Anyway, so yeah, it's not for everybody. I had a kid once try to hit me in the head with a fire extinguisher, and I'm laughing about it. Yeah. And I remember one time when I worked with kids on probation, there was like this one girl. She was really bad at me. And she had this heavy baking pan, like a really heavy one, like it was solid metal. And I was walking in the living room, and right in front of me, it flew by. She was trying to hit me with it, and I was walking, and it flew by right in front of me.
God.
Yeah. And I'm still working in this
It's a
field.
dangerous business.
You know what? It can be, but that's not, most of your days are very satisfying, and it's like, it's phenomenal. Like when you work with a kid and you see them make progress with how to work with the wider world around them, like, and you see them making progress with that, and because that's what it's all about. I don't approach my job as, oh, these kids are broken, or adults. Every once in a while I work with adults, but I don't approach my job like, oh, these kids are broken and I have to fix them. That's not how I look at it. I look at it as I'm trying to assist them in navigating their way through the world, because you have to deal with the world that you're in. I mean, you have to. You have to get your needs met. You have to feed yourself, and you have to get dressed, and you have to go to school, and there's things you have to do, and in order to do that, you need to be able to function, at a certain level, and I see myself as assisting them with navigating through this crazy world that we live in. So it's wonderful. Like when you see a child progress, where they're starting to understand, where their tantruming goes down because they can communicate. Because in the behavioral field, a lot of times there are tantrums or aggression because they just can't communicate their needs. Like if you can imagine, if you were thirsty, like if you were really, really thirsty and you couldn't get water except for, with the aid of somebody else, like you needed another person to get you water, and you just couldn't say, hey, can you hand me a glass of water? And you could not do that. Do you imagine how frustrating it would be if you're thirsty and you cannot communicate to this other being that all you want is a glass of water? I'm telling you, I'd probably tear up this whole room. Like, I want water, but they don't understand what you're saying. But so most of the time, as the ability to communicate goes up, usually like tantrums and aggression go down. Things like that. That's what we as BCBAs work with. That's not the only field. There's other fields that BCBAs work in, by the way. Like traumatic brain injuries, I know, and also things like gambling addiction, smoking addiction, things like that.
I remember you telling me one time. I think you said some people work at like prisons too.
Yes, I think there are BCBAs who work at prison, helping people rehabilitate when they're coming out of prison, helping them, once again, how to navigate in this world. Because like a lot of times, I know people go to prison, and prison is like, I have never in my life been to prison, so I don't know this firsthand. Just so you know, I've never even been to jail. But I've read a lot, and I've spoken to a lot of people. And when you get out of prison, especially if you've been in there a long time, it's different, because prison is very restricted, and there's not like a lot of stuff that you can do on the outside. So you need a little bit of transitioning help when you're coming out of the prison to like, hey, this is the world now. This is how you get a driver's license. This is how you go on a fancy computing machine to do this or that, or, things like that. So they need help with that. So yeah, some BCBAs do that.
Really quick, I just wanted to say, I guess my SD card is not big enough, but we've got about 10 minutes left. I'll remind you like 5. Sorry, I just am realizing this. I gotta get a bigger SD card.
No problem. Now this is our very first video, so no problem with that. Yeah. See, Adam, you completely destroyed my train of thought. What was I just speaking about? I went off on a tangent.
I know you had just finished talking about prison. I don't know what you were about.
Oh yeah. We were talking about different things that behavior analysts do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I enjoy working with kids a lot. It's like I laugh all the time. Kids say like really off the wall stuff sometimes, just out of the blue. It's like, why on earth would you say that? But it's funny. For instance, actually, a few years ago, I was at this one school, and I will not say what school district it was, but this class was always, every time I went there, this class was always just like out of control, and the teacher was never in the class. Like, there were like 4 8s in that class, but rarely was the teacher in that class when I went there, and it was out of control. But anyway, I would go into this class, and I went in there this one day. And of course, I'm an adult, so sometimes kids will just come up to an adult and ask a question. And there was this little boy he was reading a book, and it had something about a fairy godmother in it. And he comes up to me, and he asked me, he's like, Miss Amesha, what's a fairy godmother? And before I could even answer, this other little girl in the class, she looks at him and she's like, Your godmother watches your baby while you go to the club. So like kids will tell you a lot of stuff. I was just like, oh, okay, that's not what a fairy godmother is, but if your godmother does that, that's fine. That was really funny. All the time, stuff like that happens all the time, and it's great. It's great. It's really interesting going into a lot of schools too, because school's a little bit different than back in the day when I went to school. But yeah, it's like I really, you know what? I really don't I don't remember seeing too many behavior analysts in like, as I was growing up. I'm not saying they didn't exist back then. I just don't recall. I don't recall like interacting with any behavior analysts.
When I was a kid, they would just like I was a bad kid. I was always getting in trouble. I remember one time like I stabbed a kid with a pencil. I don't know why I remember that, but I did.
Oh my gosh, Adam!
I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. That was a violent form of aggression, but I hope he was okay. I think he was. But
wow.
When I was a kid, like I was so bad, and it was weird because like I feel like they didn't have any like when I was a kid, I feel like they didn't have any resources, and maybe it's just the school district that I grew up in and everything, but it was like I don't know, it was like they were just like, okay, we're gonna send you home, and that's it, and we're not gonna work on the issue, we're not gonna help you work on the issue, get your own therapist, and work on yourself in your time. And go to school. Make sure you're at school. That's all you gotta do. Is because I dropped out eventually. But,
oh.
Yeah.
You didn't get suspended or anything?
Oh, I got suspended a lot. I did. I got suspended a lot. But more often than not, I'd be taken home directly by the principal.
Oh my gosh! Do you know that when I was a kid, I used to get swats in school? Like the teacher would get mad and be like, not just with me, but with other students, but a lot of times with me. Amesha, like, go out there. And then they'd get a paddle. And a lot of times they had holes drilled. I mean, this is in school, okay? They'd have holes drilled in the paddle, and they'd be like, pow, pow, pow. It's like, yeah. And, I think in some school districts, in some places, they're still allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Like maybe, I don't know, Texas.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably in the South.
Somewhere down south with all the nice people.
Yeah. Right.
They're still allowed to do that, because I think I've recently read some stories about kids getting paddled. Yeah, that's like, wow. Like, I'd probably get called in. The school district would probably be like, we need a behavioral evaluation on this kid. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I most likely I would have had a behaviorist with me too. I was, but I didn't like stab kids with pencils, but I would talk all the time, and it was my greatest joy to get the other kids to laugh. Like, I was like doing stuff all the time. I would do my work. I would do my work. Like, I made very good grades, decent grades, good grades. We used to get citizenship grades back then. It was very funny. I would get like a B in my grade, and my citizenship grade would be like a D.
What is that?
What is that? Am I that old?
I don't know. I feel like that wasn't a thing because I've never heard of that, and I've talked to all kinds of people, and no one's ever mentioned this.
You never got a citizenship grade?
I don't think so.
That's like, it's your attitude, like kind of like your attitude and how you treat other people and how obedient you were and stuff.
Oh,
I know that, yeah, they don't do it anymore, but yes, I used to get citizenship grades, and my grade in the class would be A, and then my citizenship grade would be F, something like that, because I was always talking, and the teachers would be like, back then, they could do all kinds of stuff. They could make you write sentences. I'd be writing like 200 sentences. I will not talk in class. I will not talk in class. And because I went to a private school too, they would do things like draw a circle on the chalkboard. Yeah, we had chalkboards back then.
I did plenty of because I got in attention a lot, so I did plenty of the whole,
Yes. Yeah, they would draw a circle.
It works.
I don't think so. It exercises your hand, but
yeah.
They would draw a circle on the chalkboard, and you'd have to put your nose in there. And they would take me, and they would completely completely isolate me from the rest of the class, put me in the corner, the desk facing the wall, and I'd be in the corner, and like I would still be making kids laugh, and or they would sit me next to the quietest person in class, and in like 20 minutes I'd have that person giggling and laughing. It was like bad. Like, man, I didn't do devious stuff. I was just constantly running my mouth.
Oh, 3 minutes.
All right. So, anyway, that is this is my first episode. So, I love to interview people too. Like my next episode, I will be interviewing someone who is yet unnamed, but I have a couple of people lined up, and so it'll be fun because like I said, I am not even lying to you. I love to speak to people. I love to find out all about them, like where they're from, and not to do anything nefarious, mind you, just because I find people to be interesting. They're like a hobby. You know, I have several hobbies, but like I guess people are like a hobby. Like,
you gotta get Pedro on. I think that'd be a great episode.
Yeah, he's like a kid whisperer. He actually is an excellent behavior therapist.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be cool. Anyway, that would be. But anyway, if you did, thank you for taking the time to listen to my ranting and raving. Appreciate it. Have a phenomenal day, morning, evening. See ya.